In a writer, I'm looking for somebody who brings everything to the table. You know, who brings the heart, who brings their vision, and particularly who bring their brain to the table. So that they're aware of what they're doing and they're making conscious choices. I don't have a lot of patience for people who feel like they're downloading from the cosmos. You know, just like, that's how it came out. And okay, great, now let's make it better. But, you know, just writing from a place of understanding rather than from a place of fear, where you're just grateful for any idea that comes along and you don't want to change it because you don't know how. You know, it's not about the ideas, it's about how you support the ideas.
Hello guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in trading. So if you like trading cryptocurrencies and learning the best strategies to do so, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Give us a follow on Twitch. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and where I think it's going to be headed over the long term and the short term. We'll also take a look at Ethereum and a bunch of altcoins, and kind of what I think, what my strategy is going to be for the next couple months. So, with that, let's jump right into the Bitcoin chart. This is the daily chart here. And as you can see, we came up, made our all-time high around 65,000, and then we did have a severe correction so far. And the big question on everyone's mind is this the top, and have we bottomed? In my opinion, this is not the all-time high that we will see this year. I think we will hit six figures this year, and at least break 100K. As far as if this is the bottom, to put it, in the most optimistic way, I think we will probably dip slightly below 30,000, 29,000. Probably only one more time though, and I don't think we're going to 25,000. I think we will wick probably closer to 27, 28,000. But that will pretty much be the last shakeout before we start moving up again. This is just my opinion. As far as when this is going to occur, I think we still have 1 to 3 months left of basically boring price action on Bitcoin. So I don't really see us moving, to all-time highs anytime soon. We may get a nice move up to mid 40s. I think that's possible. But honestly, I'm not looking for that to happen too soon, because what I don't want to happen is for us to get up to, 45, 50K and have that be our confirmation that, basically our retracement back up to, let's see, it would be the 0.236 fib level there, and then we come back down and make even lower lows. That is the sign that this was the top. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'd rather us kind of cool down here for a few months, and most likely I think this is the best, this is more likely to happen. Basically the smart money is using this. They're going to use this chop down here to get people bored of the market. They will get people out of the market by boring them. Basically getting people to sell, now that they've lost. If they bought anywhere, above 50,000, above 45,000, they're in, in the negative, and the smart money is going to use this time, the next couple months, I think, to continue to shake people out, continue to use fear and FUD to make people believe that we're going to go lower, and get them to sell them their Bitcoin at these prices. So I think we're going to continue to see this ranging, this chop here from basically 42,000 to 30,000. over the next couple months. I think that's what we're going to see. I think a lot of people will get bored, sell at a loss, try to go, invest in GameStop and AMC again. People who are in that type of thing, because now the markets are boring and, per se. So that's what I think will happen in Bitcoin long term. So, the rest of this year. I think for a few more months, we'll probably experience this ranging here. And towards the end of that is, whenever that is, could be in a month, could be in 3 months, could be in 5 months, hopefully not, but lower than 30,000, lower than where we wicked that first drop here. So around 29,000. That's what I'm expecting. And in the meantime, I think we will see this, this ranging in between these two blue lines here around 42,000 and 30,000, eventually having probably one lower drop down to 27, 28,000. That's what I think will happen over the next few months. But in the meantime, this sideways movement, this, bearish slump, I would call it, this cool down period, I think is a spot you can make gains still, especially you can make gains into Bitcoin from some of the altcoins, but specifically certain altcoins. And obviously we'll continue to keep an eye on Bitcoin. If we do go to like the hourly chart here, we are forming this triangle. So again, I'm not saying we can't move up. I think we will continue to move up. Most likely we have these big fib levels acting as support and resistance. So you can see we wick down here, about a week ago, we hit the fib level here around 31,000, bounced up. When we got through this one, we made support on it a couple times, then we eventually fell through. And now, we made a higher low here, so that's good. And now we're finding resistance again at this fib level. So basically what is going on, like the whole boredom thing I talk about, the smart money has an area, a range that they are putting in buys. That's happening. They're accumulating during this time. And they're going to keep causing these pumps to happen, but only to a certain point. Like they might only have buys in from 30,000 to 35,000, and that gets the price pumping. Then retail jumps in and it gets it a little higher, and then it fades out, and then we come back down, and then those buys start happening again. And that's why you're going to see this ranging like that until, basically enough has been accumulated, and then we will have that final shakeout, and then where there'll probably be some smart money selling to get us down to where people think we're dropping to new lows, and then people will panic sell to the smart money again, and it will start blasting off, and then we'll finally take off to all-time highs again. That's how the Wyckoff ranges work, and that's what I think is going to happen over the next couple months. But during that time, I do think we're going to see some patterns form, see some micro breakouts here, and maybe we get back up to 46,000 once or twice during this, but we have some strong resistance at 42, 44, 46. the 200-day moving average, if we go there, is sitting right at 42 as well. It is coming down, but that's going to act as very strong resistance. So again, I'm not too bullish on Bitcoin for the short term. Now, I could be wrong, but this is what I see happening over the next few months. If we were going to have some V-shaped recovery, I think we would have gotten past, 42 once or twice by now. That hasn't even happened. We've been rejected off the 200-day moving average and the fib levels too many times. Like we're not even getting past little resistance points. So I don't think a V-shaped recovery is happening. I think we are in another accumulation phase, not the bear market. I think we're in a slight downtrend with basically sideways moving action. But we'll see. But in the meantime, the way I'm playing this, first of all, let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum, let's go to the 6 hour here. And Ethereum is, actually, let's go to the daily, because as you can see, Ethereum has stayed above the 200-day moving average the whole time. We've had a couple daily wicks below it, but we closed above it both times. And I mean, that first drop, we didn't even get below the 200-day moving average. So Ethereum is still bullish here. We are continuing to make support on previous highs here. And, now we're back in a daily uptrend. So, we're going to see what happens, but there's a lot of bullish news coming out, a lot of bullish upgrades for Ethereum coming in the next couple months. So I think while Bitcoin moves, sideways for the most part, Ethereum and Cardano, Polkadot, and the top DeFi plays are what I'm going to keep my eye on. I think they have the potential, especially when Bitcoin dips. If you're, not financial advice, but I'm going to be buying up those altcoins that I just mentioned on the Bitcoin dips, because when Bitcoin dips, they tend to dip a little bit more. Buy them up, and if we have a breakout, I'll continue to hold. But if they continue to follow Bitcoin for the most part, we see Bitcoin dipping and then moving up, and these altcoins are moving up even more. So if you're being disciplined, you can make, some gains here during this ranging part. So I'm keeping an eye on Ethereum, the DeFi plays, Aave, Yearn Finance. What else do we got? Sushi and Uniswap. And, Curve Finance, a couple more I'm looking at. And then I'm also going to keep an eye on Kusama and Polkadot, because they have the Kusama parachain auctions are happening like currently. So that's going to have some nice price action there. And then as well with the DeFi is the top Oracle plays like Link and Band. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And then also Cardano and Solana. They're, also, have some news and have some nice price action. So, there's about 10 altcoins I'm mainly going to really be focused on um, and disciplined. So basically, my plan is to, when Bitcoin dips, um, I'm going to try to buy up some of the altcoins that dip, even more with Bitcoin during this ranging. And then I'm going to take profits on them when Bitcoin goes back up to the top of the range. So that's kind of how I'm playing it. Obviously, I'm going to look at the individual charts as I'm doing that, but and we'll look at a lot of them today. So yeah, I'm a little slightly bearish, more neutral on Bitcoin at the moment. Um, the charts don't look great. Like, yeah, the Bitcoin is, okay, yeah, we're forming a nice symmetrical triangle here. It could break out either way, but again, I think 30,000 will hold, and I think 42,000 will probably hold, whichever way it breaks out. And so yeah, this doesn't look so bad when you're looking at, you know, the daily chart. Doesn't look great, but like you look at the 4 hour, oh, this doesn't look too bad. But then you go out to the weekly chart, and I mean, this is not great. This looks like a bear flag, with more down action here. So that's why, you know, as much as people want a V-shaped recovery, I don't think we're going to be getting it. Now, 30,000, you can see back here, is a strong support here, and we've already, hit it a couple times here. So I do think this range is going to hold up. But again, I don't see a V-shaped recovery here. And I think the smart money is going to continue to accumulate for the next couple months while they keep getting the dumb money out. The ones who get bored, the ones who keep playing into all of the FUD news, the fear articles out there. Bitcoin couldn't be any more bullish fundamentally. We got, inflation is here. And it's going to keep coming and keep getting worse as we keep printing money. And it's not like, this whole pandemic changed anything. This has been the playbook for most countries for a very, very long time, for decades. So the dollar is going to keep losing value, and you can, you can continue to put it in your savings account that earns 0.025% a year and then loses the value because it's in dollars, loses a decent percentage every year in dollars, or you can put it in something that's gained, 200% on every year on average for the past 12 years. So I know what I'm going to do with my money. And, you got yesterday the Bitcoin, there was the Bitcoin IndyCar in the Indy 500. That was pretty cool. I think the guy came in like 9th or 10th place, but he was in first for the first like 30 laps. And I saw one metric saying yesterday, small deposits, like into, I think, Binance had its all-time high yesterday. So we're talking, small amounts of money being deposited like in new accounts on Binance hit an all-time high yesterday. And, it's hard to not believe, the whole indie thing didn't have something to do with that. Like a lot of people, you know, it just, you know, watching that, seeing, oh wait, maybe Bitcoin is going to be the future if it's got a IndyCar. I know it sounds stupid, but it's like this stuff isn't going anywhere, guys. This is the future. Bitcoin is going to replace gold. Ethereum is, I'm even more bullish on Ethereum. I think so many industries are going to use it. It's already being used in decentralized finance and NFTs. It's going to, with the new upgrades like proof of stake, it's going to go down in its energy use by 99.5%. I heard a video, Crypto Lark, talking about this, and he said on YouTube, you guys, he's a good one to watch. He said that he read Ethereum's network uses the same energy as the country of Peru right now. And when this upgrade is done, it will use the same energy as a small U.S. town. A town, not a city. A small town in the U.S. So, I mean, that argument against Ethereum saying it uses too much energy is over once that happens. So, yeah, and we're gonna, you know, I'll go through more of that stuff today as we go through some of the altcoins. But again, fundamentally, you know, the like Goldman Sachs just came out with a report, very bullish on crypto and Bitcoin, you know, in general over the future years here to come. So, but yeah, the DeFi space, I think is going to be big, especially. This is my thinking on that. Before the bull run really got started in October, okay, the Bitcoin bull run, you know, started. The months before that, basically June through September, there was one sector that blew up that had a mini, you know, a nice pump, little bull market for that sector, and that was DeFi last summer. Now we're a year later, Bitcoin has retraced, and what I believe will be this sideways action through the summer, it's literally a year later, and I think we might have another DeFi summer. Because what are people going to do with the money they have right now if Bitcoin isn't moving the markets like crazy, you know? I think they're going to go back into yield farming, back into, you know, earning interest on DeFi. They're going to look for ways to make some money until things start moving again. And I think, you know, I watched some of the DeFi plays. I watched Aave, Maker, Uniswap, like explode last summer. You know, Aave, I think went up 10 to 20x last summer, if not more than that. I can't even remember. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at it. But that's kind of what my focus is going to be on, in case we do get another big run like that. And obviously Bitcoin can ruin all of that, so you guys have to stay cautious. This is just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. This is not financial advice, but I just have a gut feeling. It kind of makes sense to me, that DeFi would be a nice play here in the next few months if Bitcoin continues to move sideways and just range here, boring people out of the market, so the smart money can buy up their Bitcoin. And that's what I think will happen here. So, through the stream, we'll look at any coins you guys are interested in. We'll look at some of the Wyckoff patterns, and and we'll look at some other major support and resistance we got to look at. But that's all I got for the charting today. And so if you guys are interested, please subscribe, give this video a like. I am going to be streaming this week, today through Thursday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. The following week, I know I wasn't here last week, but we kind of put our vacation days in the same month this year. So I am going on vacation with my family again next week. And then the following week, I'm starting a brand new format where basically I'm going to be putting out daily 15-minute YouTube videos covering the Bitcoin and Ethereum and maybe some top altcoins. There we'll be doing the TA for that, and then some of the news of the day. So that will be a separate video, and then I'll be starting streaming at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern every day. So basically I'm switching my work day. I'm going to work in the morning on the YouTube separate videos, and then I'll also stream in the afternoon. And then I'm also going to be doing a Discord, putting all of my charts out there for you guys to watch at any point you want to take a look at. And I'm going to be putting a ton of content on all of the social media, TikTok, Twitter, possibly some more. So I'm going to be changing stuff around, and that's going to be very permanent for a while. I know I've kind of changed some stuff to, since I've started, I've changed the times a few times, but I found this is going to be the best way. So yeah, if you're interested, that's going to be the setup. But this week, normal times, 4:30 p.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday. All right, guys, thanks a lot. All right, let's go to the chat here. Storm detector. Sorry I didn't get to you guys till now. I wanted to get all that done. I'll pop the music on here. And let's see here. So yeah, I think we stay above 30K storm detector until I think we will have, if you're familiar with the Wyckoff accumulation patterns, and we'll look at, I think we might have what's called the spring, where basically we'll range in here. And then, whenever basically it's right before we start moving, out of these zones, out of the range, we get very bullish. We start moving out of these, hard resistances. We'll have one more dip to try to scare out the last of the, weak hands, pretty much. And it's known as the spring. And we'll come down past our low of 30,000. I think we might go possibly down to like 27,000. But again, it's going to be to panic sell, to get people to panic sell the last of the weak hands into the smart money. And then the smart money is going to buy all of that up, and then they're going to send it. and then we'll get past some, major zones, and then people will start, you'll see the news start flipping bullish, and we'll start heading up there. So we'll take a look at those patterns. But yeah, I think that's what will happen. Narrator, let's see. So we are sure going up this week. The dollar is losing value so fast. Go on crypto. Yeah, so again, if you heard what I said, I agree with the macro factor. The fundamental factor is if you keep your money in the dollar, you're going to lose value. So people have to decide what they want to do. We've seen it happen in other countries, and I don't think it will happen, it's not going to happen that fast here. But do you really want to lose like 2 to 12% of the value in your dollar every year? Because the inflation rate is higher than what they even tell you. The inflation rate that they come out with every year does not include, it doesn't take into consideration, like it doesn't take into the numbers, fixed assets, and like stocks and property. So, I'm not exactly sure, how all the calculations are done. I just know what the official number they come out with. It's actually more like double that. So, or at least 50% more than that. So, I don't think there's going to be a giant dump. I think there will be one more spring, like I said, one more back, basically fake out to, some people, if they see one more dip lower than 30,000, that will be it for them. They'll be scared of it's going to zero. They'll stick through all this boring stuff until boom, oh, it's going to zero. I'm out. The news is ridiculous. They will, a lot of the smart money controls what articles are going to be put out there. So it's better to follow, like Willy Woo on Twitter. He's a great, he's been doing this for years, and there's a lot of good people that forget the news, follow the fundamental, not like the trend line so much. I'm talking about I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but daily users on daily new wallets. That's what you want to follow. Though, are the miners holding? Are they selling? Those kind of metrics, I think was the word I was looking for. That's what you want to be focusing on. And there's some great people that, do that for you. They give some great content in that way. So, and think of the broader the broader picture here. Don't focus on, just the daily price action unless you're trading it. Let's see. Zoo token. Okay, I'll check that out. So basically, let's go through here. And basically I want to create like a list here of the top alts that I'm going to be focused on over, you know, the next few months, like the DeFi stuff I'm talking about. So so one of them is Maker. Gonna bring up Maker here. And let's do some fib levels for these. So you can see we came right down perfectly to this fib level, got rejected here, and now have, you know, getting a bounce on this one. So like I said, I want to be, I'm basically want to be setting a range here where I will accumulate some of these coins. And most of my, account is in Bitcoin, my portfolio. So I'll be accumulating with Bitcoin and then selling back to Bitcoin. So really the only way I should really lose value is when Bitcoin dips. So I'm hoping to accumulate, when Bitcoin dips, that's when I want to be accumulating some of these altcoins. So then when Bitcoin starts moving back up, hopefully I make more gains in the altcoins at that time. So that's kind of how I'm going to be playing it. And we'll see, some of these might break out. And another indicator I really like more on is the it's called Cuban's reversion bands. So if I turn this on, and basically the red and green line here is let me see if I could change this. So we have a blue and white line. So white is when it's going down or below it, and blue is when it's above it. But basically, this is the kind of the average buying and selling, where the middle line is the average of those two. So and what I'm going to use this for is basically if by chance we get down to the green area here, that's going to be a strong buy for me. And let's see if we go to the 1 hour, how so like Maker right now is right in the middle. So and again, it's mainly because Bitcoin's doing okay today. But I'm going to keep an eye on this, and this would be a good example of when I would be selling here too. It's just going to give me a good idea of when might be a good time to take some profits. So yeah, I just like this indicator. Makes things pretty simple here. and obviously the fib levels are going to come into play as well. But just to keep things simple, I'm going to be kind of using this and the fib levels to see here. If we go on the daily, I mean, obviously we dropped so much that we're not even close here, but yeah, I'm going to, you know, kind of look at this for my moves here. Keep this as one of the indicators I look at. But yeah, we have Maker. Definitely going to keep an eye on Maker for those drops here. Let's see on the 4 hour if we have any divergence here. Yeah, nothing really there. And then we have Maker BTC. So let me turn this indicator off for now. Oops. And yeah, let's do a and yeah, the Maker BTC chart, you see guys, like this doesn't look that bad. It's pretty much back to where it was a little bit before the correction there. And this is why I am somewhat bullish on DeFi here, because DeFi seems to be staying pretty strong. So yeah, definitely gonna keep an eye. You can see we did get a rejection back, but that was all time. Maker almost hit all-time highs against BTC here, so just a couple days ago. that's kind of crazy. Serious strength there. So the next one is Aave. So Aave, similar to Maker, but this is Aave BTC, and let's see here. If we do that, yeah, so it had a nice run up against BTC, and then, you know, we came back down. So, you know, Aave obviously not. If I go back to, so if it holds up at these levels, like we're above this fib level, this is going to act as support here. You know, this doesn't look, this was a V-shaped recovery for Maker against BTC. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of not the best place to buy this secondary dip that we had. This is where you know, anywhere down here is where it would have been great to buy. Now you got rejected off the top, you came down, seems like you got a bounce here, and now, you know, you're sitting above the fib level that's acted as support many times. So the only thing is there is some upside, but there's a lot of downside too. So basically I'm going to wait on Maker. You know, if we get down to like down here to this fib level or this fib level again, I would certainly consider purchasing there, because then, you know, hopefully get another bounce and you can make some profits on BTC. So does that make sense? Where Aave really hasn't, Aave does have a lot of upside still, but it's also had trouble getting past this fib level. So so this is what I'm looking for with Aave. Getting above this fib level, the 0.01, and then coming down and making support on it. So let me show you here. So something like this. Okay. And then basically this, once we make support and start going back up, that's going to be an indicator, you know, something I would definitely consider buying, because there's a lot of upside potential, potentially 50-60% upside here. And Maker and Aave are two of the big DeFi plays. So if Maker can do it, I think Aave has the potential anyway. So yeah, but yeah, getting past this. Now, if we come back down to here, I would definitely be interested in purchasing. Even down to this level here that we found support, basically 0.0082. I would definitely consider accumulating some here, or if we are able to make support on here, I would do that as well. But again, I'm going to be aggressive in taking profits back into BTC as well, because basically, you know, if something moons, that's great, but if I'm able to accumulate more Bitcoin during this sideways action, I'm going to be happy with that. I'm going to not be greedy during this time. You know, try to be disciplined. I'm just trying to accumulate more. Now, if all of DeFi starts taking off, you know, I'm going to go with a lot of the times we go through these monthly trends, like we had the NFT craze in late February, March. Before that was, you know, last summer was DeFi. You know, we had like a Solano couple weeks. So yeah, it's basically I like to trade from. So my thinking through this whole bull market has been, I barely look at my dollar value because I don't think the bull market's topped out yet. I'm going to be looking at my dollar value once I think we're closer to, you know, once we start having that parabolic rise again, you know, like a rocket, then I'm going to start taking my dollar profits. But until I start seeing signs of that, all I've been focused on this entire bull run is getting my Bitcoin value up. So, right. But I do think we will have a top to Bitcoin in which we'll probably drop another, you know, a 60 to 70% again from the top. But down 60, 70% from the top might mean we come back down to 40, 50,000. You know, if we're up to 150, 200,000 at that point, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm focused on just accumulating more Bitcoin in the meantime through the altcoins, because they tend to make more gains when, you know, at certain points in the market. So yeah, that's what I'm focused on. And so basically I look at the Bitcoin pairings a lot instead of the dollar pairings, and I try to trade, you know, buy when we're low, buy at good zones when they're down in their Bitcoin pairing, and sell, and then I have more Bitcoin. Sell when it's higher. Uh, no, I think there's a good possibility we kind of see something similar. Basically, I think it's going to be like 2013, where we did go have a nice run up, and then we did have this big retracement, and then we moved sideways for a few months, and then we went up even higher. So I think this is shaping up to be a lot more like the 2013 bull run, but I think the top will come in probably like November, December this year. I think that's quite possible. You know, I don't know, but that's kind of what I'm estimating. Similar to 2017, where we hit our top at 20,000 in the month of December. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. And the one kind of black swan event that could happen, that could totally change everything I've talked about, is if a Bitcoin ETF gets approved. There's like 12 of them that the SEC is looking at, and whatever day they decide to approve one, Bitcoin could take off that day, and not stop for a while. So if during these months of sideways action, like I say, you know, if something happens like that, that could change the game. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we have that spring I talked about, where we head down to, you know, 28, 27,000, and then look at that, the ETF comes out right after that. You know, like I said, the smart money controls a lot of things. So yeah, that's kind of my game plan. You know, I could be totally wrong, but I was here the whole last market cycle. I listened and try to educate myself as much as possible, and like all of that kind of makes sense. It's not something crazy. None of it seems too crazy. The time frames and the price targets all seem reasonable. So yeah, but yeah, for now, what I'm focused on, finding good ranges. So I'm actually going to put some ranges here. Basically, let's see. Let's go. Let's stick with that. So for Aave to Bitcoin, anywhere in here, I will accumulate. So I'm going to try to be disciplined here. I'm going to be patient, wait for prices to get down here again. I've seen enough price action where this seems like lower risk to me. Okay. So that's Aave. Let's see. And then with Maker BTC, I will do the same thing. So basically, anything in this range, seems pretty fair here. And then Link. So yeah, let's take a look at Link here. So yeah, you can see Link, you know, got a bounce like a lot of coins did, and then is now possibly trying to make support on this fib level again. So, but you do have the 200 day on the 4 hour, or the 200 moving average on the 4 hour there. Is that. And yeah, kind of a similar thing here. I don't think it's going to go down here again, but this area seems to be acting as yeah, so like I was saying in the beginning, a lot of institutions probably have bots buying, you know, basically everything's set up where they'll be buying small amounts when it goes from 30 to 35K, let's say, just as an example, which might be a pretty fair estimate. They'll buy small amounts at a time so it doesn't bring the price up too fast, so they can stay in that range longer and keep accumulating. And then as soon as it goes above 35, it stops buying. But then you have retail, you know, thinking, oh, we're getting another pump here. So they start jumping in, hoping it's going to break 40, 42, 50. But then it gets up there and fizzles out because the institutions aren't buying up there. You know, you don't have enough buying happening to get it past those resistances. So it starts, you know, dumping again, and then people sell, and it gets down to, you know, 30K again, 32K, and those bots for the institution start buying up again. So really the best thing you could do is have the same game plan. That's basically what I'm setting up right here. So this is Link USD, so I need to look at Link BTC, and let's see here. Let's go on the daily. And you can see Link is above its 200-day moving average, which is very bullish. So I would accumulate anywhere in here. And then, yeah, like I said, I'd be taking profits, you know, I'd take probably half my, you know, maybe half my profits here, and then another 30% here, hoping for a breakout. But, you know, that's never guaranteed. And if we, let me erase this. If we look at the dollar pairing here, just to kind of see what we're working with. We have a nice triangle pattern here. So yeah, Link, let's see. Here is banned BTC, and yeah, this one has really this one really bottomed out here from, I mean, it's crazy. It never even had its moment, really, like a lot of other coins. This was last summer. This is what I'm talking about when I, you know, say some of these DeFi coins could have a really good summer. So basically with banned, you know, you want to just Let's see here. You know, if it keeps making higher highs and higher lows, could be a really nice play. But, you know, we've had so much consolidation here. You could even say that's kind of like the spring of this Wyckoff. If, you know, if this was a Wyckoff accumulation range. Band USD. Was looking good. Let's go to Uniswap. And Uniswap, it's above its 200-day, which is nice. It has some bullish news coming this next month. It's supposed to be getting the optimism roll-ups, which I think is a real game changer. So let's do a fib level. And you can see we're getting rejected at the 236 up here. This is uni to BTC, but getting back up to, you know, having a nice V-shaped recovery here, like Maker did, pretty close to, you know, getting back to those levels. And if we go to the dollar pairing, doesn't nearly look as strong, but it's still above its 200-day moving average, and it's fighting to get above this fib level. So let's see if I switch this to here. Kind of the same thing. Let's see, what's the other one? Let's look at Cardano, which also has a lot of news. Coming up, smart contracts this year. So, and Cardano has done very well. Let's see the fib level here. So you can see it's finding some resistance at the 0.5 fib level here. But looks to be forming a pretty nice symmetrical triangle. Let's see. And if we go to the BTC chart, looks very good. Actually making support on that 236 now, so very nice. And kind of forming, well, kind of forming a big head and shoulders pattern if you took out this wick. Here is Solana. This is the USD pairing, which just looks okay. Bitcoin pairing, let's see. Yeah, Solana doesn't look that great. Hasn't recovered nearly as strong. But it is, you know, in the BTC pairing, trying to make support on that fib level. Let's see, said Kusama. Here's Kusama USD. And yeah, the reason I'm bullish on Kusama is because of the parachain auction. So I believe they're happening now. They're going to be announced and stuff probably within the next week or two. So you know, if there's any like news that could give a bump to some of these coins, that's definitely some bullish news. But yeah, it's still fighting this fib level here, so you want to see it break and make support. And the BTC pairing, let's see here. So yeah, looks good. You can see when it finally broke here, that's why we got this nice little pump today. So yeah, my guess is it will probably get rejected at the next one, and then we'll probably come back down here for support. And let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance here. Yeah, so Bitcoin dominance kind of making a head and shoulders pattern here. Kind of. But yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin keeps moving sideways without any drastic move, the overall trend may not change for Bitcoin dominance. May continue to go down here. Let's see, it's got a, if we go to the 4 hour, yeah, we'll have to see. If this continues down, the altcoins are going to do very well against Bitcoin anyway. Sushi I was interested in. So this is Sushi USD, kind of still ranging in this area. And Sushi BTC. Starting to possibly get above some fib levels here. The 618. Take a look back at Bitcoin. And see, we're struggling to break this fib level here. And then we should find, if we are able to break it, we'll, you know, we're going to hit resistance on this trend line probably around 38.5. But we'll see if we're even able to break that. We're on the 4 hour here. We have, let's see if we have any divergence. Not really. This is the DeFi perpetuals here. So kind of DeFi as like a whole. Let's go to the daily. And we did just get above the 200-day moving average, so that's not bad. And here's Ethereum on the monthly. So we're closing the month today. And Ethereum has, look at this monthly candle. It's crazy. But the even more crazy thing is that it's not even, we're not even that far from having a green candle for the month, which is really something. 27.76 was the close. We're only about $150 away, which would be pretty interesting if we were able to get a green candle on Ethereum. If we go to the 6 hour, let's see if there's any divergence here. Not really. Yeah, nothing really playing out there. All right, guys, I'm going to head out for today. We'll see if Bitcoin is going to keep tightening up here, or, you know, if we can break the fib level and the trend line, or we might get rejected off one of them and come back down and test the bottom of the triangle here. So we'll see what happens tonight. Does kind of look like, you know, it does kind of look like it wants to roll over here. So I'm not too optimistic today, but we will see with the monthly close tonight in a couple hours, an hour and a half, that there could definitely be some price action right after that close. So we will see. Here's the monthly chart, which, yeah, it does not look great. So we'll have to see what happens here. All right, hope you guys have a good night. I will be on tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for the subscribe, Storm Detector. If you guys like the content, feel free to subscribe or follow. Thank you.